Hey, welcome back. First and Goal with your boy Mike and your boy Marcus.
What's up, everybody?
Coming off a bye week. I
Man.
consider that a win.
Yeah. Hey, we won.
We didn't really make the moves I wanted to move. I hope they got some rest. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's coming back.
Yeah.
Ready to get it
I
going.
think that's all we really got to look forward to here in Kansas City. I mean, we made one little trade happen, but
Right.
I'm a little disappointed, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
I,
But I also understand it. I see it from the other side too.
well, I'm not sure. I mean, we could have got Quinn for a 4th-round pick instead. We let the Eagles get him.
I was gonna. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I don't really understand it, but I guess it is what it
I
is.
guess it is what it is, man. But I would have much rather have had Quinn for sure for a 4th-round pick, man.
Right.
For sure. I mean, that's pennies on the dollar there. So.
Right. So let's get to it. What do you think? Trade deadline happened.
There was a lot of things that happened there at the last minute, man. As far as the Chiefs go, man, as everybody knows, we traded for Tony last week. What is it, a late third and a seventh,
Additional 3rd and a 6th-round
and
pick.
a 6th round. So it's the 3rd-round pick that we got from the Bears, from Ryan Poles getting hired as their GM. So it was a comp pick, anyways. It was like a 4th-round pick,
Right.
Pretty much. I mean, it was at the end of the third.
It really didn't take away from our picks.
Yeah, I'm not too. At first, I'm just kind of like, why the wide receiver situation, like we talked about before.
Especially when finally our wide receivers are getting on the same page, working together
exactly.
and mingling, and now we're gonna throw in another one in there.
Exactly. Now, I'm a little concerned about that, because we're gelling. We seem to be coming together as a
And then Andy Reid says he's not going to rush anything, so we might not even see Tony for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. It was like one of our friends was saying, might be more of a move for the future.
Right.
Maybe next year Hardman don't come back.
I just hope that ain't like a
something.
Gordon to where we pick Gordon up.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, all right, we got Gordon. Then we don't even get him involved
exactly
to even see what he can do.
And I don't want to see that happen, man. As far as Tony goes, I mean, he's got really good skills, man. We could probably use him in the punt return game right now, next week.
Yeah.
Just catch the ball, just catch the ball.
Which could, I seen some things where they're saying we signed him because Sky Moore is going to get demoted to.
Oh, really?
To nothing.
Well,
just people's opinions.
Yeah, well, he needs to focus on the wide receiver.
But if
Sky Moore.
But if that's the case, then we shouldn't even draft the Sky Moore in the first place.
In the second round.
Exactly.
That was a high draft pick to be using on a guy.
I don't really see that happening. I think we're going to try to get Sky Moore more involved
in the offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That would be great.
Especially because I don't think we bring Hardman back next year.
Me neither.
So we got to get Sky Moore involved.
So if we look down the road like we're talking about for next year, which we don't have Juju neither, we'll have to re-sign Juju as well.
I think we'll re-sign Juju.
I think we're going to re-sign Juju. I think we're going to have MVS. Well, we will have MVS.
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Justin Ross. A lot of guys ain't thinking about that guy right now.
On IR.
He's supposed to be a stud. So that's 5 guys. And
supposed to. I mean,
supposed to. Yeah, exactly. And then Justin Watson. So there's your 6 wide receivers already for next year.
Right.
Possibly. We'll have to see how things go. Obviously, things can happen. But, yeah, I like the way Juju's coming around like we talked last week, man. He's showing signs of a true number one. Him and Mahomes are on the same page.
MVS, both had over 100 yards.
Yeah, so
week
I hope
7.
that Tony coming in doesn't disrupt that chemistry.
It just adds to it, hopefully.
Hopefully he's just a piece that can be used maybe like a Hardman in around, jet sweep type stuff like that. They use them a lot like that in Florida. So he had one good game last year against the Dallas Cowboys, 10 for like 180.
He had a game against New Orleans too where he
out. So he had a lot of I mean, he's only played 10 games out of the 2 years.
They say it was minor injuries because he didn't want to play for New York. Like he could have probably actually played, but
that kind of brings red flags to my eyes. You know, I mean,
I want somebody who's going to get out there and play, even when they're mad. They're going to get out there and play.
You'll play for the guy next to you, man. Play for your brothers that you worked hard with all summer and all season. You know, I don't want somebody who's going to come in here and play.
We'll see how it works out. So we didn't get. I wanted, a pass rusher.
Yeah, me too.
We tried. We reached out.
Yeah,
tried. Didn't happen. Or I wanted to pick up maybe a lineman that could play right and left tackle.
That was my 2 things. Either one.
Right.
I was going with the O lineman just because Pat. I want to protect him.
Right.
But I wanted pass rusher was like 1B. So a little disappointed that we did. Well, actually, kind of big time disappointed that we didn't get him, Mike. But I see it from the business side as well too, though, man. I mean, if we would have traded for one of them younger guys, we would have had to take on that contract. We're up against the cap right now, so. Maybe that wasn't the best business decision. Maybe it was the best business decision to stay pat and build through the draft. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I'm happy with it. I mean, we
Like I
didn't get
said
no
last week,
first.
yeah.
Hey, we got rid of Fenton.
Yeah, we did get rid of Fenton for a 7th round.
Hey, 7th
pick,
round for Fenton,
so-
cleared up $1.4 million.
So that all adds to the same thing as Kelsey.
I can't lie. You know, last year I was big on Fenton. I thought he had a pretty good season last year. This year, golly, he's been burnt so many times.
It was either
He's
burnt,
so handsy,
Yeah.
you know, holding calls
physical,
and
which you like him to be physical, but to a point.
to an extent.
Yeah,
you
like,
know what I
get
mean?
your
Like,
hands
I don't want you holding on to the guy the whole entire way. You know
It
what I
seemed
mean?
like whenever he was in a game, he was getting targeted. I mean, it was a deep pass for
Right.
a
Especially
touchdown.
this year, right?
Yeah, it was a deep pass for a
Williams
touchdown or a
killed
flag.
him. I mean, a couple number ones killed him this year.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they said he got demoted already. He had already lost his spot to the rookie. So
Yeah, so I mean, last week he didn't play last week due to an injury.
right. So it was
knows?
good to find somebody who wanted him, get a pick,
Yeah,
and save some money.
And we got 4 years out of him. I mean, he did all right for us.
Hey,
It's
we
fine.
appreciate you, Fenton.
Yeah, thanks, Fenton.
Thanks,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Go
But-
go reorganize and ball out in Atlanta.
hey,
you know,
they're
Atlanta's
actually-
number one in their division.
They
too,
are,
so-
man. Or they're at the top. They're near. I don't know the record.
Yeah, they're
but
number one in
are
their
they?
division.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, so we did make another move as far as clearing cap space with Fenton and getting the extra pick. I mean, you can't forget with the 7th round pick, we got Watson in the 7th round this year. So
Right.
I mean, Brett Veach is shown that he can go get some talent
Right.
late in the draft.
All right, second half of the season. What's some things need to be done? You know, what's some improvements? What's some things we need to stick with?
Well, I'll be focusing pretty hot and heavy on the pass rush from this point forward.
Right.
You know, like we talked about. It's one of those things that you could probably
It
literally
caused so many mistakes, man. You know, it causes the other team so many mistakes.
Yeah.
Like you got to get your hands on the quarterback. to
third
be
down,
successful.
3rd and 8. I mean, you got
Got
to
to
put
get
that pressure.
stacks. You got to.
You got to put pressure on them.
Speaking of that, Clark down for 2 games.
2 games. So that even kind of brings into more question. Why didn't we go get a pass rusher?
Right.
But
Make
Guys,
do with what we got.
we
I guess.
can't. We don't know what the other teams were offering. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't like our offer. Maybe we tried hard
That
and just
Quinn
didn't-
for a 4th round.
that was kind of a no-brainer in my opinion too.
please,
Whenever I
man.
seen that happen, man, I was like, that dude had 18 and a half sacks.
I mean, and the
last year.
Eagles 7-0. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just making them better.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, but I guess last year the Bears had Mac, right? They traded him
Yeah.
to the Chargers. Quinn did a lot of damage when Mac was there.
18 and a half sacks.
Yeah, he
or
ain't doing
something.
nothing this year though. So maybe Mac was a lot of that. Maybe
Yeah.
Khalil
Well,
Mack had
that
a lot to do
always
with it.
it always helps. You know, look
Yeah.
what Chris Jones ain't getting what he was getting because we
No.
don't got the
Yeah,
outside
exactly.
pressure.
Exactly. So
You got to have that outside pressure. I
yeah,
mean,
you got to be able to get to the quarterback in this league, man. It's
Right.
just big. I mean, you see the moves that Buffalo did with Von Miller, and it paid off against
Right.
them, man. I hate to say it, but it did.
they
You know,
Denver even gave up Chubb.
Denver,
Chubb's gone.
Denver's making some moves for the future. I mean, they're not gonna be very good for a couple years here, but in the future they could be good. I don't know that Russell Wilson contract kind of hampering them right
Yeah,
now.
they
That's
they
kind of
stuck
the
with
big
him.
thing.
Let Russ cook.
Yeah, just let him keep. That's what I said. Don't fire the guy. Just let him
What we got here?
I mean, just activated Trip McDuffie today.
Trick McDuffie's
Yeah, so
activated.
he's activated. He's going to be
Good
playing
to see
for
him
us.
back.
So,
Finally want to see what. he's-
looks like we're going to have McDuffie, Snead, and either Watson or Williams starting. I don't know.
Hopefully, it's not a slow comeback for McDuffie because you know he really only played that
one game,
in half a
Yeah,
game.
it was just the first game, half. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So he ain't even really seen full speed,
And-
full contact,
and we
freaking
haven't seen what he can do
football.
yet. So,
Right.
I
So
mean,
we
he's-
don't even know.
he was our very first
Preseason
pick.
was cool.
Yeah.
He has some highlights, nothing major in preseason, but
yeah. The way I like to judge those kind of things, Mike, is if I'm watching a football game in the preseason, especially, if I don't hear your name called, that's probably pretty good. If as far as
Yeah.
a cornerback goes,
or you just ain't
know.
doing shit.
Well, it could be like that, but as far as the first round draft pick goes,
You ain't getting
I-
burnt if they ain't calling your name
Exactly,
at least, right?
Exactly. So he's our very first pick of this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, man. Hopefully he can lock something down, and him and Snead can build together for years to come.
Sounds good.
I'm happy about that, man.
So who we got? Big game, Tennessee.
we got
week
Tennessee,
9.
man. Derrick Henry, man, is coming to town.
Derrick
bro.
Henry,
That's about it.
QB situation. We don't know about
I don't know if it's going to be Tannehill or the rookie,
Willis.
but like
Probably
it
won't
was-
be Willis. Willis sucked real
yeah.
bad.
What do you have?
50 yards,
five QB.
5 QBR, some shit.
It's really bad, bro.
He
That's
didn't
really
play
bad.
well.
But they
I guess
still won.
Tannehill was only out sick, so no injury. He'll probably be back. But they don't really have no wide receivers. They
don't-
really have no
All they
pass
have
game.
is Henry.
Tannehill got 6 touchdowns on the year.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I know they had Robert Woods and Traylon
Yeah.
Burks, a couple guys like that.
I think
but-
Woods only got 35 targets or something.
Yeah,
They
he
said
ain't-
all year.
So
So their number one's pretty much like Hardman.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
okay.
Like
I got you. Yeah,
They don't really
that
have a
was
pass
actually
game.
good. That was actually a good way to put that. Yeah, I'm not too concerned with their pass game at all.
But that run game,
Their run game is something we gotta have to deal with.
But
Their
the last-
defense is good too.
their defense is probably going to be the
Solid.
main thing that keeps them in
Solid.
this
And
game,
you know
I
what?
think.
It's always something about the AFC South teams, man. They always give us a hard time, man.
Right.
The Colts are not a very good football team. Gave us a hard time.
Right.
It's just something about that division that gives us a hard time.
Well, Tennessee's 5-2. They ain't
They
no
are good.
scrubs.
They are good,
I mean,
man. They are good.
they're
real
always
tough.
well coached.
Mike Vrabel's a really
They're
good
on like a
coach.
5-game win streak.
Yep. They're a real tough team.
Henry's finally getting it going.
Henry's getting it back. He
He's
had
back.
218 yards last week,
Right.
bro. So
So it's going to be a tough
watch out.
game.
if they can get their run game going, we're gonna have a long day.
Right.
You know, but I still think we're gonna win.
Oh, yeah, we're going to
But-
win.
It's still gonna be a long day.
I mean,
You know,
if we step up, we're fresh. We're ready.
we should be rested, recharged,
Ready to go,
ready
man.
to go.
I think they said
know?
Andy Reid was like only got 3 losses coming off
Yeah,
bye.
it's pretty crazy how that stat is for him, man. He's like 25 and
3.
You know, what I
He's
mean?
only got
Yeah,
three losses
It's
after
crazy, man. So,
coming back.
Mr. Mike, you're the stat guy. So I got a little fun stat for you. So right now, after the bye week,
Yeah.
the Chiefs ranked 13th in sacks. Do you know where we ranked at before that? We ranked pretty high, but now we're at 13th after our bye week.
And sacks?
Yeah, because we're talking about pass rush.
And where was ranked 13th?
We're ranked 13th right now after the bye week. Where was we ranked at before the bye week?
I mean, we didn't get no more sacks because it was a bye week. So
But all the other teams,
Ain't like
all the other teams got.
right. So obviously we went down.
So
in the
we was ranked 5th. No, 7th. We was ranked 7th in the league.
you got your shit all fucked up. You just told me we was 13th.
We was ranked 7th in the league before the bye week in sacks.
Okay.
Now after the bye week, we got pushed down to 13th. That's pretty good.
Right. So your
Is that-
question was all fucked up.
Maybe so. I don't care. Well, you're the stat
You
guy.
gave me the answer from the jump.
No, I just said it in reverse.
Right. You gave me the answer from the jump.
So I
So-
did it in reverse.
So coming into the bye week, we were 7th.
yeah.
After the bye week, we dropped to 13th.
Yeah.
Which
So
I can't even believe
that-
we were 7th because I don't even see the sacks for
Yeah.
real. Maybe because we had the 5 sacks
we only have
against
we only,
San
we only
Fran.
have 12 sacks. all
Without
long.
without them 5
Yeah.
sacks against San Fran, we was way low.
We're ranked.
We would have had
13th
7.
We're ranked 13th in the league with 12 sacks, and we have 12 sacks for the
Right.
whole year. So,
We're not
and we're
getting
still
no
middle
pressure.
of the pack.
5 of them are on one game though.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Jones has
So
5 of the 12, I think.
right.
it is.
So
So
our pressure's nothing to brag about.
we have
whatsoever.
to get. I mean, it's one thing to get the pressure and to almost get there like Karlaftis, and then there's another thing to get a little hand on the arm or
Right.
something and
As
deflect.
long
something.
as you're in range of the ball and you got a chance to bat it or you do bat it, I count that just as good as
yeah,
sack.
it might as well be a sack in my
Right.
book. I mean, whenever I'm at home thinking about things, I'm like, that's might as well be a sack.
Right.
You know what
I
I mean?
count that as a sack.
Just like
for
the
sure.
4th downs when we stop them, that might as well be a turnover.
Right.
I mean,
right.
you know, that's kind of
It is.
how
It's a
the game-
turnover on
yeah,
downs.
it's a turnover, but like an interception or a fumble. But you know, it's just the game plan for this week should just be stop Henry. Just-
Right. I'm sure that's the
I
game.
mean, that's got to be the game plan.
Got to watch
right?
the play action over the top. I mean, because they're gonna do that. Tannehill's a good play action quarterback.
Yeah,
So
that's about all they got, really. But
don't get beat deep. I think we're like fucking top 5 getting beat over the top.
Yeah.
So
could be. We have let up some touchdowns passing this year. I'm not
Right.
sure the actual number, but it's like 17.
we're
or
good
18.
underneath. We're all over everything underneath. But
Exactly.
when somebody goes over the top, we're getting burnt quite a few times.
Or a penalty. It's
Right.
always-
Or a penalty,
It just
right.
seems to be like that.
It's
with
almost like a gimme. If you go deep, we're either gonna fucking get a penalty or you're gonna
or
burn.
you're
us.
gonna catch it. Yeah, exactly. So it's one of
But
those things where that
Hopefully,
part of
that's something we're cleaning up.
that part of the defense needs to get better.
Right.
That part.
That's probably the weak spot. Is
Yeah.
just the over the tops,
Yeah.
like
Well-
the safety helping. And most of the time, that's been because we've been blitzing and just getting
Yep.
beat over the top.
Exactly. So getting pressure, you mentioned it. We're blitzing. That's different than getting pressure with your
Right.
front
Right.
four.
Right.
So we need to get more pressure with the front four and let our linebackers.
You know,
start-
this second game back with Gay,
I think it's going to start.
it's going to start looking a lot better. It's going
Hope
to
so.
start because Gay good on coverage, good on tackles,
Everywhere.
good at blitzing.
He's a stud.
You know what I
bro.
mean? So I think with Gay makes Snead better too because we like to sneak Snead in
He's
there.
coming off the edges.
Yeah,
Something really nice to see, man. I like that.
I expect Tannehill to be on the ground quite a few times this
too,
game.
man. Me too. And I think we're going to win. I can see it being close if we can't get Henry, but I think the Chiefs run away with this one.
I think
bro.
we get Henry. I think,
The last couple times we played against them,
even
we
if
beat-
Henry gets 3 TDs on us, I mean that's 21 points.
yeah,
I'm gonna go 31-21.
31. That's
31-21. Is that what you was going?
yeah.
because it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So just to be different, I'll do 34-21.
I think they've only scored over 24 points one
One
time.
time.
So,
That's true. That's true.
and that was, I think it was only 27.
Yeah. No.
So 31-21. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're 10 points favor or something too. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I want to see our O-line protect Pat better. He's got.
So that's my key to the second half.
Yeah.
O-line protecting Patrick Mahomes so he doesn't have to like force nothing.
Yeah.
Give him time to
More
check down,
consistency.
throw a good ball.
I like.
You know, when the offensive line crumbles, he's out here trying to make shit happen, be Superman.
Yeah, and then,
And
that's
then
when,
mistakes
that's
happen.
when the bad throws.
But
come
I'm not mad at him for the bad mistakes because
we love it when he makes them.
Exactly.
And 95% of the time he makes it.
Right.
But it's that 5% or whatever you want to call it. That
give him some protection, man. Let's mount up.
I want to
Protect the
see some
quarterback.
consistency on the offensive line. It's like one game we're all pro. Next game, it's like, here, you have a sack, you have a sack, you have a sack.
I want to see some consistency just on the offense, period.
It's
Like,
time to start trending in the right direction.
I don't want to score 43, then score 20.
Exactly.
And then
That's
score
exactly what I'm
35 and then score 17.
Exactly.
Like,
I don't want to see that. Let's stay at 30 again.
exactly. Who's calling the plays when we score 44?
You're going to be watching for that this year, ain't you?
I'm always watching for that. Who's calling the plays when we score 44?
Probably Reed.
I don't know who it is, but that's who should be calling
That's
the
who should
plays.
be calling the plays all the time.
Period.
Because the last game against San Francisco, we carved them. Pat was back there making things happen.
Ate them up.
Left and right.
Tampa Bay ate them up.
Ate them up. You know, maybe the focus ain't there. Maybe it seems like, you know, we play against better teams. The guys are locked in and focused. But when we're not playing, maybe they just kind of.
I don't think it's that.
I hope not.
I don't think it's that. These are professionals that been there.
Please let that be it.
And I just think it's more of not everybody agreeing with the game plan that's put out there, and then it's causing frustration. Shit ain't working. So we'll see what happens, man.
Because for me, it was the first part of the season, the defense was the MVP for me. I said that last week. Now, moving forward, I want to see the offense come match the defense.
I want the offensive line to
Yes.
be the MVP of the second half of the season.
Let's make that happen.
Because we know what we can do on offense.
Yeah.
So when we say offense, I don't believe we're necessarily talking about receivers,
no.
Patrick Mahomes.
That's correct.
We're talking about the
That's correct.
offensive
That's
line.
correct.
That's who
That's
needs to
correct.
be.
The-
If we want to win a Super Bowl,
The
the offensive line has to be the MVP second half of the
Yes,
season.
I agree 100%. And that is correct. When we talk about offense, we're talking about the line.
Right.
So we know what Pat's going to do. We know
Right.
what Travis is going to do. We know
Right.
what Juju can do.
Right.
The offensive line has to protect, and they have to open up running lanes. The running backs need to see the holes. Go
How
through
about here's just something off the wall is Kareem Hunt. The only
He-
was asking a 4th round pick. for him,
Nobody got him.
and nobody got him.
Nobody.
I thought the Bills was gonna go after him.
thought
Like,
he was going to the Bills.
he would have killed with the Bills because he could catch.
Their style
run.
of play, yeah.
Like
they ended
they
up
ended up
getting
picking
Naheem Hines.
Hines, yeah,
They ended up getting Naheem Hines,
which he's gonna ball out there.
yeah.
But man, Kareem
Hunt.
would have just been
Hunt,
the guy
I
there.
don't think he's going to get a 4th round no more.
I didn't really want his contract's up, so
Yeah, so he's
we'll
a
see.
free agent.
We'll see what happens.
We've talked about this before. I don't think Kareem will ever be a Chief again.
Here's what I think.
But
I didn't really want him, but if we was gonna keep Buffalo from getting him,
Yeah,
I wasn't willing to
got
give
you.
up the 4th
I
round
got you.
pick.
It's like he ain't really kick her that hard.
So here's my. He didn't kick her. He pushed her with his foot.
She kind of fell into it. Now that I think about
I
it,
think the main thing with him was just lying straight to the ownership's face and coach's
Yeah.
face, saying
the whole
they're
trust thing.
they're trying to fix it before it comes out.
Yeah.
You know, let us know we fix
Tell
it
us the
before it
truth.
comes out.
And he
and
did.
he's like, nothing happened.
And then
that was fucked up.
Yeah,
I mean, even with me, man, the truth goes a long way. I can't stand a motherfucker lie straight to my
Yeah.
face.
correct.
So here's something I think happens with Kareem Hunt. I think Jacobs probably gonna want too much in Las Vegas,
And
and then Kareem Hunt signs with the
could happen.
Las Vegas
'Cause they're
Raiders
very
as a
similar
free agent.
players. I mean, now that I think about it, they're pretty similar. in the
Right.
way
I
they
think
play.
Jacobs gets up out of there, fresh start
Yeah.
somewhere.
I think so too. The Raiders seem to be crumbling right now. I
Right.
mean, they put a big old goose egg up on the.
Scored as many points as we did on bye
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
against New Orleans.
New Orleans, what 28-0, something like that.
It was terrible. Hey, if you tuned in this far, man, we truly appreciate it. If you've been rocking with us all season, this is episode 10, man. We
sir.
appreciate y'all.
Yes, we do.
Hey,
Much love.
like, subscribe, share, comment. Hey, comment what you think the final score is going to be. We don't never get no comments, so I don't think anybody's even making it this far in the video.
Hey,
We need to start saying this at the beginning of the video.
there we go. All right,
Hey, we appreciate you guys, man. One
Thank
love.
you.
Chiefs on mine, you bitch.
here we go.